Ideals like peace, freedom, and justice, they get packed up, but we can all go home. Well, I'm not going home. I'm gonna get on my boat, and I'm going upriver, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is gonna feel it. Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 201. Before we start the show, we want to thank all of our wonderful fans who have supported us. And if you want to show support for Rated G, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Rated G for Gamers. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rated G for Gamers. And finally, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino, and this is my co-host, Dan, formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man?
Well,
we're back to our regularly scheduled program.
We are back, brand new year. Big year for gaming.
I think this is going to be, I honestly think this is going to be one of the biggest years in gaming history.
100%. I think we called it on the last show. We got 4 new consoles coming out, if you count the VCS and the Intellivision.
I'm excited for 2 of those 4 consoles.
Yeah, I know. You're excited for the VCS and the Intellivision. Who isn't?
There you go. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, that coupled with, like, all the big releases coming up. I know everyone's excited for Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know why.
You always forgot that name.
Well, it's always like cyberpunk.
It's cyber something.
Yeah,
cyber
something.
Keanu Reeves 77.
And Keanu Reeves 77. That's right. It's actually John Wick 4.
There you go. Oh no, I mean, if it's in the year 2077, it's like John Wick 105.
Oh Jesus, yeah, right. He's got to be a cyborg at that point.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that's like kind of great. There's a ton of new content that's come out. I know we haven't seen The Mandalorian yet, but that is brand new Star Wars content, which is supposed to be very good.
I still haven't bought Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. I don't know when I'm going to get Disney Plus, but I do want to see The Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. I just want to see what this Baby Yoda thing is about.
Yeah, right. It's not Baby Yoda. It's just called The Baby.
The Baby.
Yeah, it has an untitled name. It's definitely not Yoda because in where the story takes place, Yoda's already like out and about, and like he's already 900 years old already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's a young guy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I mean, for like his race, yeah. So we haven't seen that, but I mean, have you seen anything good lately? Or
well, this weekend it's been chill. I watched Dracula.
You
on Netflix
and chilled.
I Netflix and chilled.
Okay.
By myself.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess you can do that.
You can do it. So many different ways you could go with that, but
we're gonna leave it at that.
But no, it's Dracula. Everyone was going crazy over this Dracula thing on Netflix.
I mean, it just came out like days ago, I think.
It's only 3 episodes because I didn't know it was a BBC show.
Yeah.
And they only do like 3 or 5 episodes a season, which is so weird.
Yep. Like Max is like 6 episodes a season.
Luther. I mean, that's
Idris Elba. Right?
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
It was like 5 episodes the first season. It kept going down. Like the first season was 5.
Yeah.
The second season was like 4. I think we were waiting for the 3rd or 4th season to come out. It was like years. Right? Because I watched it like years ago.
Right.
And then like they finally came out with like another season. It was like 3 episodes.
Yep. It's weird how they do it, but
they're like an hour and a half long.
I will say, yeah, they usually do run a little bit longer. So they're kind of like an event.
3 episodes in one, right? Like if they were like 30-minute episodes,
right? So you're technically getting like 9 half-hour episodes, if you want to call it that, right? They just kind of go a little bit long, so they can kind of tell the story. and have a meaningful cliffhanger at the end. But also, too, like, I think you get quality content in that case, right? Because you look back at some of those sitcoms, like back in the day, that were like 26 episodes a season. Some of that stuff not good. Some of those episodes not great.
All right, I'm gonna take it back. You ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. You weren't into this.
How far back are we going?
Not that well. For me,
Uh-huh.
I'm not going that far back. But for
Okay.
you,
Okay.
way back in time.
Oh boy.
All right. I know you weren't into this because you were like working your first job when Power Rangers came on. You were out of college. You got your master's degree already.
Add like 3 years to when Power Rangers came out in the States, and you're right, but
So
96.
I think like Power Rangers had like 60 episodes that first season. It was like some ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I'm old enough to remember when Power Rangers were like debuted. It was like next week, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I was like, oh,
What is
yeah.
this?
I was like
Yeah,
9
yeah.
years old.
Yeah.
All right, and it came on Saturdays, and then for some stupid reason, they changed it to 2:30 on weekdays.
So you would miss it because you didn't get home from school
I
in
wouldn't.
time.
I wouldn't miss it. I would get there right when they hit the power sword and they hit the monster. I have no
yeah.
idea what the story was.
Yeah, right. So you missed all the drama part.
I missed all the drama part. I just got there when they killed. I got home. Like it took me like 15 minutes to get home. And you're not leaving like 2:30 on the dot, right?
Right, exactly.
So you leave
Exactly.
at like 2:40, 2:38 or something like that. It took me like 15 minutes to get home. I get there, power sword. I know. Drove me nuts. Drove me nuts when I was a kid. I didn't know it was 60-something episodes until it came on Netflix. And I was like, it's that many episodes? Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's funny. I was talking with our friend Joe yesterday, actually, and he made a comment that Saved by the Bell. You remember that show, right? That Saved by the Bell was Power Rangers without all the cool shit. It just had all the drama. Right? Kids in schools, putting stuff in their lockers and whatnot, going through all the drama, but you didn't have any power swords, didn't have any megazords, right? There was no like Rita Repulsa. No. It was just like stupid drama.
So like AC Slater is like the Red Ranger and like
Yeah,
Zach.
that's what I said.
Like Zach is like the Green Ranger because he's like the cool kid.
Right. Screech is
He's the Blue Ranger. He's the Blue Ranger.
See, this works out.
Yeah, but then you have 3 girls.
Well, that's right.
So screw it. You know what? The Black Ranger was Lisa.
You make it happen. There you go. Kelly gets the Pink Ranger, right?
Who's Jesse? Jesse was the Yellow Ranger.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
That's perfect.
That's fine. I never thought about that.
They come together to form building. That's the ultimate form.
No, Bayside.
Oh, Bayside, right?
They come together to form
You transform into a school.
This just went left so quickly.
Listen. I'll form the gym. You form the cafeteria, right? Screech has the science lab.
Oh God. But also this weekend I've been checking out all the cool stuff that happened at CES. Right. So CES used to be like this big thing, at least for me, like see all the new tech and stuff. But lately, like I'm gonna say, like since we started the show, it's kind of gone down for me. A little bit over the years.
You're talking about the hype?
The hype just for me is going down over the years.
Really?
Yeah.
Not excited about 8K and VR and automated robots and all that?
You know why? Because years past, we see stuff that's actually going to come to market soon. All right. I remember when I saw like the first HD TVs. Like, I mean, that's talking about years ago.
Right. Early 2000s,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and they were like, they're going to come to market. They're coming to market, right? So a lot of this stuff that we see is just like stuff that's not going to come to market. It's all prototype stuff.
Right.
So
yeah, there was a really cool thing I saw from I want to say Samsung, I think. They had this little robot assistant that was a ball. It kind of looked like BB-8 a little bit without the little like top part.
Okay.
And it would follow you around the house. And they were like doing this thing is like, oh, if you need space, it'll give you space. So if you walk towards it, it would like retract a little bit. But it was like basically like a thing with a bunch of sensors, and it'd be able to like activate all your IoT devices, right? All the ones that are like smart connected and all that. And it would just be able to do that. You could just call out to the thing, and it would do it for you. Or if it saw that you needed something, it would like try and activate that thing for you.
So basically, if we had Saved by the Bell now, with all of this technology, they would turn into the Power Rangers. Okay, I got it. Or the VR Troopers.
Okay, the lesser than Power Rangers.
Yeah, there you go.
Something like that.
Okay.
Something like that.
But cool fact. We're like in the 1 year anniversary of when the Xbox was first announced and released.
Yep.
Because they didn't do E3. They did CES with The Rock, Bill Gates and The Rock.
Yep.
They're the OG Xbox.
They were heavy on the celebrities with the original Xbox, and even more so with the 360. They wanted to make it the cool machine.
Well, the 360 debuted on MTV, right? Or something like that.
It did, with like Elijah Wood.
Yeah,
it was weird.
I remember that.
It was weird, but a much better system.
But this year at CES, I don't know why I keep CVS. That's the Atari box.
That's the VCS.
VCS.
CVS is your local drugstore. Where you can buy all your pain medication.
Well, we got all
candy bars.
We got all of this. We got CVS, we got
CES,
VCS, we got CES.
And we got CES.
There you go.
Jesus. Too many acronyms.
Too many acronyms. So the thing that everyone's talking about. Well, first of all, the biggest news out of CES we'll talk about later on in the show. Mm-hmm. Okay, because that pertains to video games. But one of the weirdest things I saw at CES this year over the weekend, when I watched all the playback and stuff, was Alienware has their own Switch for PC.
Yep. Yeah, they legit ripped off the Switch.
It's like
it even has like detachable Joy-Cons.
It's like Switch Pro. That's what the Switch Pro probably would be. It's like much bigger than the Switch.
Yeah, it just wouldn't look as ugly. It does not look great.
But I mean, obviously this is a prototype. It's not coming to market. It's just an idea they had. Mm-hmm. But it looks so. Who wants this? Like, who's aiming for PC on the go?
Nobody.
What are you gonna play? Your World of Warcraft on the go on the train?
Yeah. No, you're gonna play some like League of Legends on your little tiny screen. No, it's. I mean, the intention is nice, but like, who knows what the price is gonna be for it? And any game that you would want to play on the go on this device, you could probably get on the Switch. Just by the Switch.
Or mobile.
Or you could just play it mobily too, right? Just play it on your phone. So you already have that device. It's a little weird.
I mean, obviously this is for PC gamers because this is, it's aimed at PC gamers.
Ideally, yeah.
PC portable. Mm-hmm. Do PC gamers, and you being one of them, this is a legit question because you're a PC gamer as well.
Yep.
More so than I am. What game would you want to play on a go? Seriously. What PC only game would you want to play on a go?
Well, I mean, it's there almost are no PC centric games only. And if there are, it's usually like small time developer, doesn't have the funds or the resources. I'm just going to put it out on Steam, or worst case scenario, put it out on the Epic Game Store, and then that's it, right? Or maybe they just make a thing and they have it on their website and then go,
but if
free download.
If you're a PC gamer, right, mm-hmm. like you want Red Dead Redemption, you're only playing it on PC because you want to play it at its like highest fidelity.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Otherwise, you would just get a console.
You would just get
it on Xbox.
You play it on Xbox or PlayStation. Mm-hmm. Why would you want to play it on this?
I don't know.
Because this isn't going to be.
I don't know if this is going to be able to run Red Dead 2 like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the pinnacle of like just like slowing your machine down.
But even if you did, let's say you can sort of like beam it, to stream it to here from your PC to this.
Right.
Right. It defeats the purpose of having it on your PC.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, then you're just streaming it from whatever device it is, possibly from the internet. I don't know if they're gonna like do it like a Stadia thing. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. The shape doesn't look good. And we don't really know much more about it other than like, hey, it's going to be
looks like an alien.
It looks like an alien ship. Yeah, I mean, I could see it flying across the sky late one night.
It's a cool prototype, but I don't think this is something that will ever come to fruition.
So it's a cool idea, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, there's definitely room in the market for two competing handheld consoles, but I don't know what the draw is.
Vita 2, baby, the Vita 2.
Even though Sony said we're no longer going to be in the mobile market.
I don't care what they said.
Mobile gaming market. I'm just telling you what came out of the mouths of Sony. That's all. Just
remember that for later in the show. Bring that up.
You keep go ahead and keep the dream alive.
I'll bring that up. But something that is cool that is coming to market that I would probably look to buy is something from Hyperkin. Hyperkin all the time comes to CES with, sort of prototype, something they're working on. There was like a N64 system that they showed off, I think, last year.
Yep.
Right? They look cool. I don't know if that's ever going to come to market.
It certainly should.
But they have the Retron Junior. It looks like a brown and yellow GameCube. And it's be able to play Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy Color games on your TV at 720p. So it does up-res them at 720p. So I think this is pretty cool. I don't know how much it would be, because the Retron 5 is like $140, $30 right now.
Right now it's about that. And it's a little bit cheaper than what it was when it came out, I think. But yeah, I mean, I really don't think this can be much more than that, because the Retron 5 does play Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy Color games, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I mean, that's like 3 of the 5 or 2 of the 5. I don't know how they're counting Game Boy. But you got Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Master System, and then the Game Boy games.
It plays Famicom and Super Famicom as well.
Famicom and Super Famicom, yeah. So this would have to be a cheaper price point, because obviously it's not as full-featured as that. It does look kind of cool, for sure. And like, Hyperkin was the first in the market, right, with this stuff. They were like one of the first pioneers of the clone console. The good clone console.
I don't know if I don't know what to say. I don't know if they were the first, but they were the one that put out something quality.
I mean, there was always those 1001 N64 controllers that had like 1,000 Nintendo games on there.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like the worst. And you'd see it on every damn street corner. It was terrible. And then they got sued by Nintendo, and they folded.
Well, would you be interested in buying this?
Yes, depending on the price, because the analog to this, pun intended, is the new handheld from Analog, right? Which is like the gold standard for doing consoles, because they do hardware emulation as opposed to software emulation, which is what the Retron does, right? So it's all emulators behind the scenes that are running all this stuff, just in a nice package, a nice console, and it's all behind the scenes, so you don't really see that. And it mostly works. Depending on what the analog system goes for, I don't know what that price is, and depending on what the price is here, I would be inclined to buy
analogs are
this.
more expensive.
Well, I know, but we don't know what the difference is, right? So if it's like $100 difference, I'll probably get the analog thing. If it's like $200 to $300 difference, maybe I'll get the
but the
Retron.
analog is like a dedicated handheld.
Right.
Compared to this, where it's playing handheld games on your TV.
Yeah, I don't find that as attractive. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't the analog have like an HDMI out, maybe?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I have to go back.
I could be like wrong on that.
I have to go back and take a look, but
for like a home thing, sure. Yeah. I mean, I would say sure.
I have enough handheld. I don't know how many 3DSs and DSs and DSIs.
But this isn't that, as you just said.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying, I can play on the go the old games in so many different consoles.
Sure.
Because I have a bunch of handhelds. I have a bucket full of handhelds.
Same.
Right? So I think Hyperkin, the Retron Junior, would be a little bit more attractive for me, especially if it's only like $100 or less than $100, because then I could play it on my computer monitor.
That's right. All right. See, it all comes down to price, I think.
So,
and I'm thinking 100 to 130 tops.
I don't think I would pay 130.
No?
I don't think I would pay something that's.
What if it came with 2 controllers?
We should say that it's coming. They will come with SNES style controllers.
Is there going to be two in the box, or
I don't even know if it would be sold separately. But I think I would, because this is directly just playing on your TV, and analog traditionally has been way more expensive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could play these games on the go on 1,000 different DSs, because I have a bunch of them. So it would be more, like I said, more attractive for me, because I could play it on TV, on my computer monitor.
Yeah.
And it's $100. It's that's
not too much.
It's not too much where you got to think about it. Like it's $200, you got to think about it. For $100, that's like an impulse buy. It's $100. I'll buy it. Right? Yeah,
I'll take it.
So something that probably not going to be an impulse buy, but something I'm going to look to maybe buy next. Well, who am I kidding? We got all these consoles I got to buy this year. I'm probably not going to buy this in the holidays.
I don't know. Yeah,
but I will try to get somebody to get this for me for Christmas. Mm-hmm. Hey, what do you want? I want an arcade 1-up machine. Mm-hmm. Don't know where I'm going to put it, but I'll make room.
Well, I don't doubt that you'll be able to make room.
Oh, I do wonders with reorganizing. I tell you.
And talking about these at attractive prices, right? During the holiday season, they're around that $130 to $150 price point.
They were like $50, depending on the cabinet. It was like a $50 to $100 off. However, so Arcade One Up always shows stuff at CES for the last like 2 years. Like last year, they announced the Mortal Kombat cabinet,
which was fantastic.
And I think Turtles in Time.
Yep. There was definitely a Turtles one, which was awesome.
I think there was definitely a Turtles in Time one. But this year we're gonna get we're getting the old Sega like Sega cabinet with Golden Axe. We're getting the original Golden Axe from the arcade, not the console one.
Yeah, right. Which the Genesis one was good, but the arcade one better.
Yeah, Altered Beast, Shinobi, and Wrestle War. I don't know really what Wrestle War is.
I've never heard of it.
Probably an old school Sega game.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fun, but it's probably the least fun out of
all of them. Yeah.
That set. It's a pretty good lineup. You know, they usually do 4 on a machine. This has a nice theme where it's all like Sega based, so that's kind of what ties it all together. And they're mostly beat 'em ups. I mean, we could almost assume that the Wrestle War game is a beat 'em up style wrestling game. So it kind of falls in the same line with you're just being in a squared circle and all. So I'm sure it's gonna be nice. It's got all that nice artwork, like the classic Golden Axe artwork on the outside, which is always a nice touch.
It's cool. They're gonna have NBA Jam Tournament Edition with NBA Hang Time. That's crazy. So but these cabinets gonna be expensive though.
Yeah. Well. The NBA Jam one is a separate system.
Is it?
Yeah. The NBA Jam one's separate.
I thought it was gonna include NBA Hang Time because usually it's like a bunch of games.
Well. It's gonna be Jam Tournament Edition and Hang Time versus the Sega one, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
So we have at least those two coming out. I kind of really want the NBA Jam.
I went to Mortal Kombat. I went Mortal Kombat 2. Well, I mean, it's Mortal Kombat. It's all the Mortal Kombat. So I went the Mortal Kombat one.
Yeah. I would take that too.
I can never get into as a kid. I can never get into the Street Fighter cabinet because all the like high school kids commandeered that one. You couldn't get it.
Right. You see all like the quarters up on the damn shelf, and you're like,
everybody
I'm never getting in.
No. I think I said this on the show. I found like some obscure 99-cent store. That was like in my neighborhood, and they had a Mortal Kombat 2 arcade in the basement.
Wow, that's crazy.
So,
and you're like, I'm going down.
So all the junior high school kids,
yep, to play Mortal Kombat.
Came down here to play Mortal Kombat 2, not even 1, 2.
They used to have. I'll take this back. There used to be in Atlantic City at Harris Casino. It was the best. They had the best kids arcade there. And they had a custom Street Fighter 2 machine that was hooked up to a projection screen.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah, so like they separated the cabinet, so there was like the the fight stick front and all that, like the stand up thing. And then they had this big tube that ran all the wires over to like the projection screen. And it was like 60, 70 inches or whatever it is, just huge. That was like 10, 11, 12 at the time. I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest. And it was like 50 cents a game. Boom.
50 cents a game?
That's right. That's where all my money went.
Oh my God. It count for inflation. That was like $2.
Yeah, right? It'd be like $2 right now. That's crazy.
50 cents a game. Oh my God.
I know. Oh.
All right. I gotta stop the show right now.
Oh,
I gotta stop the show right now.
Put the brakes on, folks. Dan's got an issue.
All right,
you have the floor.
So when we did episode 198, I think that was our top 10 games of all time.
Right.
Okay, and it was hard. We talked about doing that show for months, right? And then finally we came together and we said, there's not going to be a lot of news out at the end of the year,
right? So let's just do a roundup of our favorite games because we've never done that before. We talked about franchises we love, games we love.
I'm gonna just go over my top 10 real quick.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
All right.
Number 1 going down. Super Mario World was my number 1 pick. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, number 2, Uncharted 3, God of War, 2018 God of War.
Yep. Gotta specify.
Mario Kart 64, The Walking Dead Season 1, Doom, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mortal Kombat 2, Batman Arkham Asylum, and that was 10. I left one game off this list. I totally forgot about it. I don't know how.
Because we didn't talk about this before the show.
This game 1,000. I got to kick somebody off. I don't know who I'm going to kick off, but somebody needs to get kicked off this list.
Well, you got to kick somebody off to add this new game on, otherwise it can't be added.
This game is 1,000% top 10 best games for me of all time, and that is Ninja Turtles and Turtles in Time.
Oh, well, sure.
Fantastic game.
Sure.
I've beaten that game more times than I've beaten any other game besides Super Mario World.
I will not scoff at that. I will not sneeze at that. I will not make any comment about that. It's a solid pick.
I've beaten
Who did it take off?
I've beaten it by myself. Mm-hmm. I've beaten it with other people. Mm-hmm. I'm getting the cabinet for that one day. I want the Mortal Kombat. I only want 2 cabinets. I can't fit that many cabinets.
We only have so much space.
But I would love the Turtles in Time cabinet and the Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet. Mm-hmm. Or Mortal Kombat cabinet.
So again, the question I pose to you, Dan, is who do you kick off?
Oh, that's easy.
Feet to the fire.
That is Batman Arkham Asylum.
Wow. Sorry, Batman.
I gotta take back.
Sorry, Batman. You can't eat these crackers in bed. You're out.
What? I'm relegating Batman Arkham Asylum to a notable mention.
You never heard that phrase?
I've never heard that phrase.
I wouldn't kick someone out for eating crackers in bed.
I never heard that phrase.
Yeah.
Is that what they used to say in the 60s? Let me know.
I don't know. You tell me. I wasn't around in the 60s.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So now my order, where would I put it? I'm taking Batman off, but I can't. I mean, Turtles is not the 10th best game of all time, and they've had a huge impact on my career. I mean, well, not my career, just my gaming career, just me and my life. I love that game. Because Ninja Turtles, I have to let you know, when as a kid, before Power Rangers came out, Ninja Turtles was like the number one thing in my life.
Ninja Turtles was awesome.
Ninja Turtles was awesome.
Trust me, I was in from the beginning.
I was eating pizza because of the Ninja Turtles.
My brother was a comic collector, and he got in when they were still like a hand drawn comic.
No color, right? Because they didn't.
It was all black and white, right. And fun note, because they didn't realize it was going to be a thing. They killed off Shredder in the first episode.
Yes, I remember that.
In the first comic.
I remember
that. So it's like, what do we do now? We don't have any more villains. We didn't think there's going to be more than one comic.
So, Mortal Kombat 2 goes down to number 10. Mm-hmm. Okay. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild goes to number 9. Mm-hmm. Doom goes to number 8. Mm-hmm. The Walking Dead Season 1 goes to number 7.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 64 goes to number 6.
Mortal Kombat 64?
I mean, Mario Kart 64.
making sure there's no games I haven't heard of.
Oh, you didn't hear about Mortal Kombat 64?
I haven't heard about Mortal Kombat 64.
Oh my God, it's called Mortal Kombat 4. It wasn't that good.
Nice.
No, Mario Kart 64 goes to number 6.
Okay.
And right there at number 5's Turtles in Time.
Okay. All right, there you go.
That's where I put it.
You know, that's why we have top 10 lists, because they're always ever changing and they can be amended. It's all right.
So I had to put that on there. Mm-hmm. It was a gross mistake that I forgot about that game.
Nice.
It's hard when you're thinking about all the games you've ever played in your life.
I know.
That meant something to you.
I know.
Right? Like,
that's why it's hard to do, but you have to give yourself a deadline and say, all right, this is my top 10 list.
It's my second best SNES game of all time, in my view. Mm-hmm. So
right behind Super Mario Brothers All-Stars, because it has Super Mario Brothers 3 in it?
No, Super Mario World.
Sorry, fans, please let Dan know how wrong he is.
No.
Super Mario Brothers 3, best game of all time. Go to the website, use the poll, vote for your favorite Super Mario game.
Not even the best NES game of all time.
This guy, throwing shade. He loves that Barbie horse game.
I'm telling you, Barbie horse, man, you gotta get that.
I don't know.
All right, Dave, you any good pickups this week?
Yes. My pickups are small. My pickups are limited. My pickups are 1. But it is good.
Okay.
I did get the Shovel Knight amiibo set.
Oh,
I believe you picked up.
I picked that up. I bought it a year ago and totally forgot about it. And it just
I didn't realize I had the pre-order up for that long. That's crazy.
And it just showed up because they delayed it, and then it just showed up at my house.
Mm-hmm. I guess they were waiting for the King Knight DLC to pop.
Yeah.
Which it did. So now you can get that, which is fantastic. Shovel Knight, great game. I didn't realize how big these were. They are significantly bigger than the other amiibo.
Yes.
Which kind of threw me off a little bit. I don't know why they did that necessarily.
Well, I didn't open mine, so it's still in the. I think
it's still cherry.
It's still.
It's cherry. That's what they say.
Oh God, that's what the kids say. That's what the kids say.
When it's in the packaging, that's just what collectors say. They say it's cherry.
And then you open it, and you pop the cherry.
I I don't know if that is what they meant by that, but I just know that they call it cherry.
Okay. I'm not going to call it that. I'm going to call it pineapple because I love pineapples.
Okay. So
all right.
There you go. It's
there you go. I haven't opened up any of the amiibo that came from Shovel Knight. So because they have the original Shovel Knight amiibo, and they had the gold Shovel Knight.
Yep, which
amiibo.
Recently came out.
We came out with all the other King Knight and Plague Knight and all the ones. And the anniversary edition for the classic 8-bit Mario and Zelda.
Yep.
I actually bought the Zelda one again by accident, and I was like, well, I already, all right, I'll just open it since I already have it. So I have an open one, and I have one that's still sealed.
There you go.
I forgot I had it. And the first 3-pack of Splatoon when they were still with the Wii U. I still have the 3-pack still. I haven't opened that yet either.
Nice.
But I got a lot of pickups. And unlike the ones I picked up, because I picked up some really old games back when over the holidays, these are a little bit more significant, even though I still got Metal Storm for NES, baby. Still got Metal Storm.
Nice.
Well, no. Metal Storm I got recently. So I'll kick off with that. I totally forgot. I thought I had that over the holidays.
It's on the list right now.
It's on the list.
I mean, you probably ordered it a while ago.
I did order it a while ago, and it came.
You finally have it.
Finally
now,
have
so
it.
You can say, I have finally picked up Metal Storm.
So right after Christmas and again on New Year's or New Year's Eve, I kind of went on a little had a little bit too much to drink, let's say. And I kind of went a little, little crazy on eBay and on Lukey Games. If you're getting a retro collecting, Lukey Games definitely big recommendation for them, and JJ Games. Always compare prices, see which one's cheaper.
They are not sponsors. We just love them as a company. If they like to be a sponsor,
they should be sponsors.
I don't know. We'll gladly take you guys on. I think we talked about that last episode of the episode before, because I did the same thing during election night 2016. I was like stress eBay shopping. That's how I ended up with the original Final Fantasy, which I spent a decent amount for because it was complete in box. Because you gotta. You love Final Fantasy. I do.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
So I got Metal Storm. That's the crown jewel of all the pickups I got. It finally came. I did not pay market value for this. I paid definitely under market value.
That is what we like to hear here.
The tag, well, the tag at the top is kind of ripped up a little bit, right?
Sure.
But it is authentic. So the chip, definitely the same screws.
Yep.
It's real.
Yep.
Second crown jewel of the pickups, I gotta say, backwards compatible PS3. So the OG PS3 that we talked about.
Oh yeah.
I have that. I could play PS1 and PS2 games on it. It is definitely beat up, and I definitely didn't pay market value for it because it's beat up. The flap is broken. The bottom piece is broken. So if you're not careful, the whole top of the PS3 can come off.
Oh boy!
It can't get online for some reason.
Dan is slumming it over here with his backwards compatible PS3.
For some reason, I can't get it to connect to the Wi-Fi.
The chip is probably fried. Yeah.
But it does play PS1 and PS2 games.
Nice.
So I tested it.
What did you test? What games did you test that with? Because that's what I want to know.
I played Wipeout.
Wipeout 1?
I played out the original. I played the original Wipeout.
That's classic.
And I played Soul Calibur 2 from PS2 on it just to see if it worked, and it worked perfect.
I'll take it.
So I will just if I want to play PS1 and PS2 games, in HD, I can just have that.
There you go.
I gave it a good home. I had to clean it up real nice. Right? The stray dog nobody wanted it.
Dan's home for wayward video game consoles.
There you go. I gave it love.
I got to get you a sign. Put it up in the game room.
I gave it much love.
Yeah.
Mega Man 3 for the Game Boy.
Very nice.
I got that.
I feel like that's worth a little bit of money, right?
Actually not much.
Really?
The ones the 4 and 5.
Those are the ones.
Those are the ones.
The later ones.
I have Mega Man 1 and 2. So
and now 3.
And now I have 3. Nice. I got the NES joystick. When you want to play some type of flight game or a shmup or something like that. So I had this as a kid. Totally forgot about this.
Wasn't official though, right?
It was officially licensed,
but it wasn't from Nintendo.
It wasn't from Nintendo.
Yeah, I think I've used the one that you're talking about. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
And I have the orange zapper. So I had the gray zappers. So I have the OG ones, and they changed it, because they changed the gun laws.
That's right. You had to have orange tips on there, and Nintendo said, "You know what? We're going to make the whole damn gun orange with some gray highlights."
There you go.
Just so nobody would mistake it.
You want to talk about NBA Jam? I got NBA Jam Tournament Edition and Mortal Kombat 2 for the Saturn. For the Sega Saturn.
I think we need to cue the who was it? Mark Trammell, I think, with the He's on Fire.
He is on fire.
So yeah.
Well, fun fact: I had a friend. He came over to my house to play NBA Jam on the SNES, and he cheated.
Yep.
When I wasn't looking, he put in a code where he couldn't miss.
Oh yeah. Yep. 100% accuracy.
And he would just throw it from anywhere and it went in.
And it's like, what the hell? How's that working?
I was like, I know you cheated. That's impossible. I beat you in this game every time we play. It brought back so many frustrating memories for me. Frustrating memories.
Yeah. You know what's weird about that era of NBA Jam games? The Genesis one had music while you played the game, and the Super Nintendo one, nope, no music.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever played the Genesis
one had music.
Wow.
The graphics weren't as great because they had a less, they had a smaller color palette, but they had music when you played.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. So I picked up Collection of Mana.
Nice.
I did confuse that with Secret of Mana.
I mean, it's fine, because Secret of Mana is in the Collection of Mana, so it's understandable.
But I have that, because it was a GameStop exclusive for the PS4.
Yep.
And then I got the Collection of Mana for the Switch, and New Super Lucky's Tale for the Switch, which has extra levels on it than the original Xbox version. Sega Rally Championship, totally forgot that. Got that for Saturn. And I got the Japanese version for Golden Axe Duel.
Fantastic. That game... American version goes for a lot of money.
It does. That's why I got the Japanese version.
And it's supposed to be a solid game. I don't own a Saturn to be able to play it, so probably never will.
I gotta be on the list. You gotta get a Saturn.
I know.
It's easy to get a Saturn, and you get the megabyte cartridge, so you can play Japanese games. Well, international games.
Right. Well, I'm trying to get the good price on it, so I'm playing the long game.
Don't wait too long. And just to round out all the good games I picked up, I got Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut on the GameCube.
Nice. Okay.
So if you want to see the rest of my pickups, you can go to our Instagram page at Rated G for Gamers and take a look at that.
Good stuff.
And you want to talk about going to our Instagram page? I did Limited Run's random game chooser, and it said I was a Saturn. Most underrated game of all time.
Underrated game system, you mean?
Yes. There you go.
According to a 1D Robinson. Sure. Wow, that's funny. There you go. That's perfect.
So, Dave, as we always try to start the show but epically fail, what have you been playing?
Dan, it's a new year, but there are some traditions that will not die. And this is one. And I'm so happy because it's my favorite part of the show. We get to talk about what we've been playing, right? I have been playing Death Stranding. On my way to completion. Story is even more bananas, and I've got the truck now, which once you get the truck, man, it makes deliveries so easy.
Really?
You can just load the truck up with tons of shit, pounds and pounds of materials and metals and old furniture and food and supplies for other different little areas. It's great. I got at least 8 different packages, eight different sets of packages to deliver around. And I just travel in the vehicle. And because the game has been out for a little bit, people have built all of the charging structures. So I just come around and I'm like, boom, there's a charging port right here. I'm just gonna ride up and charge up my vehicle, hop out, bring the packages over, get a bunch of likes, and keep it moving. I know a lot of people are complaining about the game. And it's very tedious, and it's a walking simulator, and this and that. It gets easier, especially once you get to Chapter 3. I think that's why Matt was talking so highly about the game. He's like, look, you got to just get to Chapter 3, and then things start opening up. And it really does. There's a ton of new stuff that makes the game a lot more playable, I guess is the word. I don't know. But that's all I've been playing. I've just been trying to get through that. So, How about you?
Is that a game of the year?
I know.
Or last year?
I know. Yeah. Game of the year 2019.
Okay. I've been going back and forth, been flipping through a few games. So I played a little bit of Hyper Hyper Light Drifter in the PS4.
Fantastic game.
I played that game a long time ago when I didn't own the physical. Now I own the physical. It has like map and everything. The limited.
Nice.
They didn't come out with limited run. I don't think it came out with somebody else.
Maybe like I Am 8-Bit or something. I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, the guy who did the music for Hyper Light Drifter, Disaster Piece, also did the music for Fez, which is part of the reason why I love Hyper Light Drifter so much. Art style and the.
I know, but music. Fez is like one of your top 10 games of all time.
That's right.
All time.
Yes, you were very surprised by that.
I was shocked. Yeah, I was floored.
Yeah, and I was just saying, like it all kind of comes together, right?
Out of all the games, yeah. Wow. Okay.
So what else have you been playing?
I dipped a little bit into Code of Princess EX on the Switch.
Interesting.
Not really my type of game, right? Sort of like a side-scrolling like RPG, action RPG. Not really my thing. Not into the grind. And
it looked very Japanese.
And what made it even worse is the time limit.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
There is a time limit.
Oh, that's a killer. Well, it'll help you get through the game quicker. Ideally.
And the only reason I picked that up, not picked it up because I've owned it. The only reason why I started playing that is because I beat Blade Strangers on the Switch, which is like a fighting game with a bunch of other characters from other games, lesser games.
Right.
But the big notable person is Shovel Knight.
Oh yeah, they do like the crossover on there.
Yeah, so I beat that, but I beat the story. Well, I beat the arcade mode, and then I beat the story mode with like 3 different characters.
Oh, nice.
And I love the fact that they have like their own little book, their own little manual to tell you the moves, and it just gives a little story background of all the characters. And
feels like an old school video game.
Yeah, made by the same. I can't think of the developer right now, but made by the same people who made Codex Princess EX made Blade Strangers as well.
Interesting.
So Code of Princess EX came with the same sort of like manual style, and it came with a keychain too, and a soundtrack. So, beat Blade Strangers. I would say definitely recommend Blade Strangers. Pretty good fighting game, good mechanics. Story's fairly simple, and it's semi easy to beat. Like if you put it on hard, definitely gives you a little bit of a challenge. So, playing Injustice 2 on Xbox One only because I wanted to play with Ninja Turtles.
I forgot they had that crossover.
I beat it on the PS4 because I like my fighting games with the PS4 controller.
PlayStation controller is great for fighting games, yeah.
Great for fighting games, but if when they come out with like the definitive edition with all the DLC, I usually get it for Xbox just because I don't want to have it for the same system. So I started playing it because I wanted to play with Ninja Turtles.
Right.
So
right.
I was playing that. I've been playing Super Mario World and Switch Online. I've been getting through. I've been just flying through that because it's like secondhand knowledge of like where all the secrets are.
Right.
So I've just been flying through that. I made it to Koopa Castle, but I'm just unlocking all the Star Road courses.
All that like bonus content.
All the bonus content before I actually beat Bowser for like the 10 millionth time. And you're gonna talk about playing games on the go. I have it with me now. I was playing it earlier. I have my DS, my white DS. I've been playing New Super Mario Brothers. One thing I complain, I don't know if we complained back in the day. I did beat this game when it first came out, and I wasn't even a gamer at that time. It came out, and I was like, "Ooh, Mario Brothers."
Very casual,
yeah. You can only save once you beat a castle. So you beat the mid castle, you save, and then you beat the main castle, and you save.
It's a little old school style. Doesn't save after every level that you play. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this old school.
But I hope to get back to Death Stranding at some point. It's just Death Stranding's a lot, and I got to be able to put in. I want to put in the time and give it the time it deserves.
You gotta, yeah. It's you kind of have to push everything else aside and make that.
I'm not in the space right now.
Oh, trust me.
To dedicate.
Yeah.
To put that dedication in.
I understand because it's heavy. When it's not heavy, it's like, oh my God, thank God there's a little bit of a reprieve. Thank God there's this funny moment. But the story itself, it just keeps getting.
I'm an impatient gamer right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I need quick satisfactory, I need satisfaction.
Yeah.
Quick satisfaction.
Sure.
So I'm just impatient. So I can't put into it. Maybe when we get back from PAX is when I'll start it up again.
Sure.
And I'll redo it from the start.
Sure.
Because right now everything we're doing is PAX related, like PAX related.
Yep.
When we're looking at devs that are going to be there, I'm playing some games for devs that are going to be there, some indie games.
We're getting ready for the big day.
We're getting ready for
this is our
Super Bowl. It's our Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Right, East Coast.
Mm-hmm. So I forgot to mention, I did play one other game when I was out and about yesterday. I ended up going to the American Eagle store over in NoHo in the city, or Soho, because it's below Houston, and. American Eagle, very unremarkable store, but they had a very interesting spot in the back, and they had a Supreme pinball machine. The company Supreme that makes all the clothing and whatnot, makes all this ridiculous stuff. They have a brick. You can buy a Supreme brick.
Just a brick.
Just like a brick that
a real brick.
Yeah, like a red brick that just has Supreme carved out in it. Yeah, so Supreme makes everything. If
you guys want a Ready G for Gamers cinder block, let us know.
Yeah, we'll hook you up.
We're making a Patreon. We'll put out merch.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna have to come by and pick it up though. We can't ship it.
Yeah.
But I played this because obviously it's they made their own pinball game. It's a very unremarkable pinball game, but they do have a contest going on, and I was like, I love contests. And basically, if you get the highest score in the day. They will put you in the running for the weekly contest. So all the winners throughout the week, so the 7 days, they all compete in a weekly tournament, and then the winner of that gets to compete in the monthly tournament. You win the monthly tournament, they give you a free gift card worth I don't know, 50, 60, $100 or whatever it is. So I was like, yeah, I'll try it. It was fun. It was a perfectly competent pinball machine, but, just kind of interesting. I thought that was kind of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'll try to get back into Death Stranding when we get back from PAX. But just as a side note, Death Stranding didn't get that much love at the Game Awards this past December.
Yeah.
Even though it did get nominated for Game of the Year, and I think it won. It didn't even win Best Narrative. I think it won Best Audio. Maybe?
I think it had audio or sound design, and I think Mads Mikkelsen won for best acting in a video game. So they got a couple of nods like that. But yeah.
But the GDC awards are coming up, and Game Developer Conference, and Death Stranding was nominated several times, best audio, right? And it was best design, innovation award. What else? Best technology, best visual art. And Game of the Year. So I think where Death Stranding didn't win a lot at the Game Awards, I think GDC, I think they're going to take home a lot more awards.
Sure. It's pretty solid. Yeah, so we're going to go and take a break. But before we do, it is that time of the show, people. It's giveaway time. And this month, we are giving away PAX East badges for Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday's sold out. Sunday is in very low supply, but we have 2 free badges. And if you guys want to enter to win, our secret code this week is Penny Arcade. So send us that code via DM, private message us on social media, or email us at info@ratedgforgamers.com for entry. Note that you can enter once per episode, and we will be dropping codes all January long. Also, for an additional entry, head on over to our social media at Rated G for Gamers and like the contest post. Make sure that you're following us and either retweet or share where applicable. So you get 1 entry per social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Good luck to everyone who enters.
All right, so let's take a break. And when we come back, we get into the top gaming news of last week.
Hey, this is Matt Adler, freelance journalist for IGN, and you're listening to Rated G for Gamers podcast.
And we're back. All right, let's get into the top gaming news of last week. We have to start with our lead story, and that is Pokemon. I know you're shocked. I'm shocked. I never thought Pokemon would lead us, would be a lead story. But it is, because we had our first Nintendo/Pokemon Direct.
Yep.
Right?
Which, that makes sense. This is the last game they just released. The end of last year was Pokemon Sword and Shield. So everyone's super hyped
First
about this.
mainline Pokemon game to be released on consoles and not just handheld.
That is 100% true, right? Typically, the console ones were like Pokemon Stadium games
Snap.
or Pokemon Snap or like the old school. Well, not even like the Mystery Dungeon. Mystery Dungeon games are DS stuff. Yeah, like we typically haven't had a mainline game on a console system because it's meant for portability, right? You want to travel around the land, picking up different Pokemon on the go.
And I picked up both of them. This is the first time I've ever picked up both Pokemon games.
Well, it came in that nice combo pack.
I came in a nice combo pack. So
Yeah,
I was
made
like,
it easy.
screw it.
So one of the big things to come out of the Pokemon Direct is the new season pass, right? They're doing it like everybody else is doing it. You buy into the season pass, which is $30, and there are 2 planned DLC drops, right? The Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, right? And why are we like talking about this, right? We are not big into Pokemon games, but one thing that's kind of important to note is that they said that they are dropping 200 Pokemon that were previously not in the standard Pokemon Sword and Shield, right? One of like the big things was, well, all the previous games had all of the previous Pokemon from the previous generations, right? That's the whole like national dex, right? It's a whole Pokedex. It's got all the Pokemon in there, and they typically appear in each new game. And that was like kind of the thing. And with Sword and Shield, they're like, we're gonna go ahead and cut it down. We're only gonna have a handful of the full set of Pokemon. And everyone was up in arms over that. But now they're adding 200 back in from the national dex, which is great. Fans seem to be like pretty happy about this, and I think it's good because they're listening to the fans, right? The fans were like, "Well, why don't you have all the Pokemon here? You know, you said that you did like high res versions of all the character models so that you could port them to kind of future versions." And you didn't do that with the new one. Fans cried foul, and then they decided to put the stuff in there. So from the people that I talked to, everyone seems to be pretty hyped for this. Among other things, one of the cool things you can do is that if you say, "Hey, I don't want to buy the season pass," you can trade with people who have the season pass. So if they have like, say, I don't know, Gengar is like one of the new 200. I'm not sure, but let's just say he is. You can trade with someone who has that and get Gengar without spending like $30, right? You don't get all the extra content, but you can trade the Pokemon monsters. So I thought that was kind of cool.
I'm probably not going to pick this up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm actually surprised you picked up Sword and Shield because
that makes 2 of us.
Yeah, I mean, you try them out for a little bit, and I appreciate that you give them the gung ho try.
I gave both of them like
Right.
2-3 No, I think I did Sword for like 2 hours. I did Shield for like 3.5 hours.
Right.
And it was
It's
like
still the same
It was
old-
the same game. I was
Exactly.
playing the game right over again.
Exactly. They make small tweaks to the formula and whatnot. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. But yeah.
But the first thing they showed in the Direct is something that I'm kind of interested in, and that's they're bringing out these games from like 15 years ago, all on one card. It is physical edition coming out, and that is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. Now, I think this game only came out in Japan, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's right.
It was never released in America,
Right.
or any other region. So,
But now we're getting a North American release, which is great.
yeah, but all the games combined, because this is the DX version. And I think it's coming out in March. So this is our second kind of exclusive game coming out for the Switch this year that we know behind Animal Crossing. All right,
There we go.
and I think Animal Crossing coming out in March too. So both exclusives coming in March.
It's gonna be a big month for Nintendo.
It's gonna be a big month for Nintendo. So I definitely want to pick this up, and they have a demo coming out soon, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that, just so I can try it out. Don't know if this is gonna be a $60 game. I mean, it is a DX version, so I would hope maybe $39. That'd be nice.
I would lean more towards the $40 range, but you know, we'll see when it comes out. I think we'll know a little bit closer to when the launch is, what the price is going to be.
Just so you know, they actually are teasing. They're not teasing. Sorry. There's speculation that we'll have a Nintendo Direct in the next week or two.
Sure.
So
because this was just all Pokemon.
It was all
It's like,
Pokemon.
What else you got, Nintendo? Right, for for everybody else, right?
So, but let's stick with Nintendo, and specifically let's talk about the Wii U. So, rumors are rampant. Industry insiders are saying that we're going to get 2 new Wii U ports to the Switch. And Pierce Schneider, co-founder of IGN, general manager of IGN, said that he sort of said nonchalantly, like on Nintendo voice chat, he's like, yeah, one port is a 9 out of 10, and the other port is something I would give 6 out of 10.
Wow.
So everybody's speculating on, because Pierce Schneider's been in the game for the longest. I mean, before IGN was IGN, they were like N64.com.
Right.
So he was there for those days. So everybody's trying to speculate his taste and his style of games, or what he would think is a 9 out of 10 and what he think is a 6 out of 10. But we're not going to do that. I don't care what Pierre thinks. I love Pierre, but I care about what you think, Dave. Give me one port, I'll give you one port. We're going to tell them what
the spot right now.
We're going to tell them what the port should be.
Put me on the spot right now.
Ports should be this year.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one game that fans are clamoring for.
But before you say that, I think, just so you know, like I said, we only know about the Pokemon game, Mystery Dungeon, and we only know about Animal Crossing. We have no idea what's coming out this year. And I think if we get the direct in January, they probably will tell us what these ports are, and these ports are going to come out before E3, because I think at E3 they're going to hold their heavy hitters, like maybe a Breath of the Wild 2. We talked about that last year.
Possibility. I mean, they need something to compete with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X.
Yes. So, with that said, what port do you think that I think will be out before E3?
Yeah, I think the one that fans are clamoring for, and the ones that I'm clamoring for, put out the wonderful 101. It's not on any other platform. It's only on the Wii U, right?
Platinum Games.
Platinum Games. It's third party. It's not Nintendo. It's one of the better games to come out for that system. Why not?
You know what I want? I don't want a port of Wonderful 101. I want Wonderful 102.
Wonderful 102. You want one more superhero to be in that game.
Well, technically, Splatoon is stuck, quote unquote, on the Wii U, because we got Splatoon 2 on the Switch.
That's right.
Right. So put out a better game than the original. Right. Fix something. I haven't played it. I do own it. I haven't played it yet.
Same.
So I don't know what they could fix on it, but maybe put out Wonderful 102. Put out a better version of the game, because I think it's been out.
Why stop at 102? Why not go to 202?
Okay.
Make 101 new superheroes and put them in the game, because I think that's what the 101 is, right? 101 different superheroes. Yeah.
But I think it's been out long enough, because I think that came out sort of mid, like the second year, maybe.
Yeah, I want to say like 2013, 14. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just say 14, right? It's been like 5-6 years. So I think we're past the port stage, and we're in the let's give us a sequel, right? Because Platinum just put out Astral Chain, which honestly, if you ask me to pick top 10 games for last year, the name of the game of the year, Astral Chain is going to be in it, right? It just didn't make my top 5,
right?
So
this specifically says Wii U ports, though, right?
It is, but maybe. You know how things get circulated, get mistranslated. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to bring the Wonderful 101 to the Switch. They mean the sequel because they're working on a game, but somebody probably interpreted it as maybe a port. Right? Sure. I mean, this wasn't officially announced, right? Or anything,
yeah.
Right?
It's still kind of speculation.
It's still speculation. I mean, people also speculated that we wouldn't get any more consoles after PS4 and Xbox One. Right?
Yeah. So what's your pick? Which game would you want to see?
Mine's is easy.
Yeah.
It's a first-party game that's stuck on the Wii U, and that is Super Mario 3D World.
Now, Dan, Super Mario 3D World is a very good pick, but you're
DX. They'll have the 3D Land versions because they came out for 3DS. Maybe those levels or those versions, right? You could play between, because it was always a watered down version of the 3D World level, right? So they were the same levels, just a watered down version.
Tinier, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe you could play either one.
That'd be interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'd say even better than those two.
Sorry. Or I'm going gimmicky here.
Yeah.
This is going gimmicky.
Yeah.
If you're playing on the TV, it's 3D World, but if you're playing in a handheld, it's 3D Land.
Oh wow, interesting. That is way too gimmicky. I like the thought process though. That's kind of interesting. I think we're both forgetting. I think we're both getting the best game ever put out on the Wii U that needs to be ported to the Switch.
Xenoblade. Well, Xenoblade Chronicles is actually stuck on there as well.
That's right, Xenoblade Chronicles X. No. Not that game. Nintendo Land, Dan.
Oh, God.
Nintendo Land.
Oh, God.
That needs a Switch port.
Oh, God.
Because you know how many people are not going to buy that game? Millions. Yeah, no. No,
you know what? Make Nintendo Land free with every Switch Lite.
Oh my God! Right? You know, make it like the pack-in game. It can't be that difficult. But no. Definitely want to see the Wonderful 101. Definitely want to see Super Mario 3D World. Those are both solid games for sure.
All right, let's stick with the Switch. One more. Analysts are predicting and guaranteeing there is the quote, absolutely no doubt, not the rock band. Okay.
Punk band, but yeah.
Yeah, punk band. Rock band, punk band. No doubt that there will be a 4K Switch Pro coming out in 2020.
Wow.
Now, we talked about this last week about our predictions, sort of like, because we didn't know much about what Nintendo's doing in 2020. Mm-hmm. I said I don't think it would be a good look for them to put it out in 2020 if there is a Switch Pro. Well, first of all, I think there will be a Switch Pro. Hands down guaranteed. Because once we get into the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation, PS5 sort of era next year, at the end of this year and the beginning of next year, the Switch would be 2 generations behind graphically because the Switch is essentially a 360 or PS3 in hand.
Yeah, it's like a better 360.
Yeah. Right? So it wasn't even up to scuff with Xbox One and PS4. So I think we definitely will see a Switch Pro. I think they should wait until 2021. At the earliest, in 2022 at the latest, only because let Sony and Microsoft fight it out, right? Because people are either going to buy both or one or the other, right? The fanboys are going to go out and buy theirs.
They're going to buy their system.
They're going to buy their system, right? Don't let them further choose between the Switch, right? So the Switch Pro, that would probably be a little bit more up to scuff with the PS4 and Xbox One. I think. So let them fight it out. So if they come out with a Switch Pro in 2021, it's all about the Switch. It'll be all about the Switch because it's going to be obviously more money, a premium price, and the people like us who would buy it would probably only have enough money to buy 2. Right. I don't know if I could buy three new consoles at that premium price.
I think that strategy works for Nintendo if they can consistently have good first party titles to come out, right? Because they're the ones, if they put out a new Zelda, a new Mario game, if Metroid is announced for 2020, hopefully, or 2021, most likely, then that can kind of carry them through, right? Because Nintendo's going to make Nintendo games, and they're going to bring people, and they're going to be unique, and they're only going to be on the Nintendo platform. So if they can do that, then I think that strategy works. And then you're right. Everyone spent all the money on the new consoles that season, right? So next season, the new hotness is the new Nintendo.
Yeah, because at that point, new games, like first-party games, should start rolling out for both consoles. And they're only worried about buying games, and I have to spend $400 for a system.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I think the reason why I think they have to put out a Switch Pro is because at this point, right, Doom is the only first party, not first party. Sorry, Doom is the only game, big budget game that's coming out for all 3 systems that we know of.
Well, there's Doom, Wolfenstein got ported.
Well, Wolfenstein was still Bethesda.
Yeah.
And Mortal Kombat.
Right.
That's it. We're not getting Red Dead. We're not getting Red Dead games. If a GTA comes out next year or this year,
it'll be on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
It's not going to be
on PC eventually.
Yeah, it's not going to be the Switch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if anything, they would probably port GTA 5 and not the GTA 6.
If they're going to do anything.
If they're going to do anything, right? So to be on par with maybe being released with the major games, you need to have a Switch Pro out there where it's the disclaimer, it's only going to work on the Switch Pro. It's not going to work on the lesser Switch. It's not going to work on the Switch Lite.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of the tricky thing. I don't know if they can do that though, because then that makes it a new console. If the games only work on the new console, then it has to be called a new console.
Well, the only Xenoblade, no, Monster Hunter.
There was 1 or 2 Switch 3DS games
that worked on a new
3DS. Right. And that was really annoying because they had to put a big disclaimer on there, only works with the new 3DS
XL.
Right? Well, the new 3DS. The 3DS XL was just a bigger version of the new 3DS.
I would just say 3DS XL. I don't even know. No, seriously. I don't even
see now it's like super confusing because there's like so many different versions.
I don't even think they released like just a regular new 3DS in America.
They did.
I think it was Japan because it had the removable back plates that you could put the different back plates on it, but that was Japan only.
Maybe I don't know.
See, it's confusing. It's already confusing.
Right? So
yeah.
If they're gonna make it, well, it goes back to my point. If they're gonna make games exclusive to the Pro version of it, it needs to be a clear delineation that this is a different, new, updated console as opposed to just like, well, it's a different version of the old one, right? You can still play all the old games on it, but if you want the better experience, you have to play on this one. Now you're kind of gating it to, well, the hardware allows for this game to be played on this version of the Switch. So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying, call it the Super Switch Pro.
Super Switch Pro.
Call it the Super Switch
Call it
Pro.
the Switch 2 at that case.
The Switch 2?
Well, I don't know. Like, it has to be different enough so that people know that it's a different console.
Okay.
I'm not saying the Switch 2 is the best name, but, you know.
Switch 2.
Yeah.
And you know what they could do in the commercial? It could be like the Addams Family.
There you go.
Switch 2.
There you go.
All right. Let's get into the biggest news that came out of CES. We finally, it was really anticipated right now, okay? We finally got to see what the PS5 logo would look like. And you know what it looks like? It looks exactly like the PS4 logo.
Yeah.
Except for a 5.
Yeah. The best are
Guess what? Mind blown.
The best are the GIFs online, the little animated videos of like the PS5 logo development process, and it's there's someone in Photoshop, and they take the PS4 logo, they delete the 4, and then they press a 5, and then all the lights start going off, and they play the music from Dora the Explorer. It's like, we did it. It's hilarious because it is exactly the PS4 logo, except it's a 5 instead of a 4.
When the internet went crazy, they got the most likes in Instagram history.
It's so stupid.
It beat out Kim Kardashian picture.
It beat out the egg, which beat out Kim Kardashian, which, you know, PS5 is now I guess it's still the highest rated,
most trending thing on Instagram.
It's so stupid. Like I get why they did that, and it goes all the way back to the PS2, right? The PS2 has a similar logo style to the PS4, right? The way the letters are designed and all that. It's updated for the PS4, I guess.
The design is different, but the layout of
the font is different. Yeah, but it's still PlayStation, still recognizable. PS4 to the PS5, no difference other than going from a 4 to a 5. So they just added 1 to it.
I wonder what the PS6 will look like.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the PS5 just going from a 5 to a 6. Because, I don't know, Sony's just phoning it in right now. I don't know.
But the biggest news that came out of CES, besides the logo, video game wise, is that, you know, they went over all the specs of the PS5 that we already know about. It's going to get the haptic feedback in the controller, 3D audio.
Right.
Load times are going to be faster because there's a custom solid state drive.
Right, which are going to be replaceable, I think, like hot swappable. Easy enough to like pull in. So if you want a hard drive,
Xbox One not swappable. PlayStation 4 swappable. I swapped mine out for SSD. I think a year after.
You have to open the system up though, right?
You have to open the system before you open the system. You on a thumb drive have to get the operating system on there.
Right.
And then you can open up the system, which is easy. Just take the top off and unscrew the drive and pull it out, and then put the SSD in, right, and put the top back on and plug the thumb drive in and let it load. It takes about like 30-40 minutes, and you're set.
PS5 though, you just pull it right out. Apparently you won't even have to open up the system.
Yeah,
which is even better. Like, and you know, it's great that Sony's doing it that way as opposed to just like hooking up an external hard drive. You know, if you don't want to do that, you can get, you know, an 8 terabyte, 4 terabyte, or whatever.
It's so weird. Like, so the Xbox One, you couldn't take out the hard drive, still can't, but you can hook up an external drive.
Yep.
PlayStation, PS4, you could take out the drive and put SSD in, but you couldn't hook up an external hard drive for many years. Now you can. Now you can. They changed that like 2 years ago.
Xbox out the gate didn't have external hard drive support. They eventually did. They patched it in.
But they did it faster than the PS4 did.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they had it like 2 years out, I think.
Yeah. The PS4 had it like maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Started.
It's so weird.
So
it's the features that people need, not even that they want, that they need, because the games are so big and everything downloads at least a portion, if not the whole entire game, to the hard drive.
But you know what? It had external hard drive support out the gate.
360.
The Wii U.
Oh, the 360.
Well, the Wii U.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this gen.
Oh well.
I'm counting Switch as next gen. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
So this.
But you want to go way back. 360 had external hard drive support, and you could swap out the hard drive because the little top piece came off, and then you could just take the hard drive out and put the new one in there.
Oh yeah. Well,
so, 360 pioneered that.
No, I give you that. Mm-hmm. That's true.
And the Xbox.
I think the PS. Well, first of all, the PS3 has a swappable hard drive out, not the OG one, but after the OG one, they can swap out the hard drive.
Sure, if you open it up and all that.
No, not even. You can just pull it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it has a little tag on it. You can just pull it out.
Interesting. Okay.
But I don't know if it had support for an external hard drive. That I don't know. Could be. Mm-hmm. Could be. I would think so.
Yeah.
But the biggest news that came other than the logo is that they said, listen, everyone is trying to compare, right, the Xbox X and the Xbox and the PS5 and all the features. Is like the biggest differences between the PS4 and PS5. We haven't announced it yet. Mm-hmm. So stop guessing. Stop guessing. We haven't announced it yet.
Well, they to be fair, they haven't announced any games either.
We got Godfall.
Yeah, we got a potential game from I forget which studio, but we saw it at the Game Awards. Godfall is supposed to be out sometime later this year, I guess, late 2020.
Yeah. So, I just want to say, I think it's funny they just put a logo out and everyone went crazy for it. Yeah, but ridiculous. But Digital Foundry again, everyone's bringing out comparisons. I guess based on guesses, what they know about the Xbox Series X,
right,
and what they're guessing the PS5 is
right, because Sony really hasn't. Sony's been like drip feeding all this stuff. Like we just got the logo, and everyone's like, "Way!"
Yeah.
So
yeah, everyone's like sort of guessing the teraflops. Mm-hmm. The chipset is first of all is going to be a custom chipset for both, and we don't know how many teraflops the PS5 is going to be. Mm-hmm. So let's just wait and see. Again, there's a rumored event coming in February.
We've been talking about that.
Just like they did with the PS4. There was a rumored event that turned into an actual event where they announced the specs and the controller, but they didn't show the console. I think we'll get something similar to that as well. So I can't wait for that. However, throughout last year, some of the major things was for Sony-wise was the shakeup from the corporate level. Sean Layden left. Shuhei Yoshida sort of was like the head of the indie game studios. His name escapes me, but he ran Guerrilla Studios, who made Horizon. He took over for Shuhei Yoshida. All right, so he's like the boss now. And I think we saw some of his influence come to fruition, because right now Sony has crossplay across the board, right? With a lot of with their games. And Minecraft, you got to have a Microsoft account. We thought hell would freeze over before you got Minecraft.
Yeah, you were like, that's never going to happen, and then it happened.
I said never going to happen. I said I understand why every game but Minecraft.
You were.
No, I understand.
Here's why it's not going to happen.
No. I didn't say why it's never going to happen, because you never know. But I understand why. You were. I understand why they didn't do it.
You were definitely pretty confident.
No, I wasn't confident. I said I understand why. You can go back and listen. I said I understand why.
Yeah. Tell us which episode. We can go back.
It's episode 162.
Yeah, you're making that.
Go back and listen.
You're just making it up.
You know what? Go back and listen and tell me.
So the guy who you were referring to is Herman Holst.
Yes, Herman Holst.
Say
that 3 times fast.
I'm good.
You know what?
So he's guy from Guerrilla Games.
Who knows what his middle name may be? He may be the true Triple H.
Oh my God! There you go.
Right now he's the Double H.
Yeah.
So we're seeing some of his influence, I think, on that side, but. Everyone's shifting gears. There's the indie guy from Nintendo. He left. He ran all like the Nindies indie events, right? He left.
Got swiped up by Microsoft.
He's in Microsoft because Microsoft wants to sort of retool and get be an indie powerhouse like they used to be.
They used to be back in the 360 era. Yeah, they fostered the Xbox Arcade. They were one of the first people out the gate to say, "Hey, indie games, you have a platform. We'll help you out. And it was great. There was so many like good indie games that were on there. There's a lot of stuff that was fostered and like promoted in like a meaningful way. Yeah. Really opened up the indie game market.
Well, Veronica Rogers, all right, she's coming from Microsoft, and now she's going to be the Senior Vice President, Business Operations for Sony Interactive Entertainment, which runs PlayStation. I'm sure, it's just... they're just retooling for the PS5. I mean, when she at Microsoft, she sort of was like vice president of marketing and branding or something along those lines. So Sony is just like retooling, getting ready for the PS5. We haven't heard anything. We keep seeing these leaks of the dev kit.
Yep.
Which I got to be honest, I think because we see more and more of those leaks, I think Sony's allowing them to leak it as for sort of publicity. They have to be, in my view. There's too many leaks.
Well, yeah, I do think I agree with you 100%. Right? Companies sometimes want that to happen or pretend like, oops.
Because the first time we saw that leak, it came from an indie game studio and they deleted their Twitter account.
Yep.
Sony swiftly came in and took that over, right?
Yep.
But then maybe like a month or two after that, we started seeing more and more leaks, and those accounts are still active.
Right.
So it makes me think that Sony sort of, from a strategic standpoint, marketing standpoint, said, look, it's already out there. Let people leak it out. Just leak the photos.
Yeah. Lean into it a little bit, right?
Lean into it a little bit.
You give them a little bit, and they speculate on it a lot, and it keeps them in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
It's not a bad strategy. Right.
So only time would tell what the launch of the PS5 and how they do in the first couple of years. If this corporate restructuring will actually work. But I think it'll go for the better. Everyone is saying that this is for the better, and Herman Helse has been, did a hell of a job with Guerrilla Games. So,
well, they obviously see something in Veronica. The things that she did, and we're not necessarily sure what her influence was at Microsoft, but Sony definitely sees something in her, so they're like, let's go ahead and get her on. So, yeah, curious to see what comes out of this.
What is Sony's gain is Microsoft lost, which I'm sure they'll take another executive from some other place to bring in, or maybe elevate from within. But we know, unlike the PS5, we know what the Xbox Series X looks like. We know the name, Xbox Series X, or it's just Xbox, and this is the Series X version, which is weird to say. However, recently there was an interview done, and Matt Booty. Say that a wonderful name, Matt Booty.
Matt Booty.
Matt Booty.
Come on now.
He's the head of Microsoft Studios. He recently said that Microsoft says Xbox Series X won't have any first-party exclusive games at launch, and for a year at that. So essentially, maybe not until holiday 2021. We won't see any console. Exclusive. So first party exclusive.
This is a little bit misleading because he's factoring in PC, right? So a lot of games are cross-platform. That's Microsoft's new MO, right? Is to make these games cross-platform, so you can play them on a PC, you can play them on an Xbox, vice versa, right? It's very easy and seamless, right? Because we do know that Halo is a launch title, Halo 6.
Well, you said misleading. Like you said earlier, you're just going on what they say. I'm taking this back to you. I said we're going to talk about that later in the show. I'm going on what he said. Okay, just like earlier you told me this is what they said.
Well, sure.
This is what he said.
Sure.
He would know. He's the head of Xbox Studios.
But it's still misleading because, you can't play Halo on PlayStation and you can't play Halo on the Switch or any Nintendo console. However, you never will be able to do that.
Yeah, but if you're like mostly a PC gamer that loves Xbox, right, and Halo comes out, you're going to say, you know what, I want to play this at its highest fidelity. I'm going to play it on PC if it comes out on PC.
If you're a PC gamer and you have a PC rig that's capable of playing that, right, there are all those things that play into it. Xbox fans are going to buy the next Xbox and they're going to buy Halo and they're going to have a great time with it. Sure, he's not wrong in saying that it's not the only place that you can play Halo, but it is the only place console-wise where you can play Halo. All right, $400 allows you to play it on your big screen, or $500,
or $600,
or $600, or whatever it is.
20 teraflops.
It's still at least half the price of a gaming rig capable of playing Halo at the same fidelity, level of graphics and detail that you could on the Xbox.
It's a quick note, for everybody. all of Xbox or Microsoft Studios first-party games will be day one on Games Pass, but they won't be day one Games Pass PC. So just keep that in mind.
Oh, there you go.
So I don't even know if Halo will be playable on PC day one.
Well, then immediately that would invalidate his statement here, right? Because if he's saying,
"Ooh, you throwing shade at Microsoft?"
Well, I'm just saying. Well, I mean, if the rumor is true that not all first party games will be available.
Halo Reach Games Pass, not on PC Game Pass.
Well, there you go. See, so that furthers my point that this may be a false statement, and if that's true.
Wow, Dave throwing shade at Xbox for the first time.
I'm just trying to be accurate to what is being said here, right?
Look at that.
But that doesn't make sense because if we go by what he's saying, and why would the guy from Microsoft say, "Hey, look, this is like a direct quote. We're not going to have exclusive first-party games on the system at launch." So I don't think that's true. I think
it'll be on PC.
Well, it would invalidate the statement, right? That's all I'm saying. So I don't know.
Well, I think what he really meant to say, and if you read the article, this is essentially what he means. Is that they bought a lot of studios. They have a lot of things baking in the oven that are not going to be ready for launch,
which is surprising because they have now 12 studios, right? Something like that, 10 to 12 studios. A lot of them finalized in 2018. Some of them finalized this year, Double Fine was a big one. I figured, I know development cycles for games are long. I figure
3 to 4 years for a lot of games.
Sure, and I figure a lot of these companies had games in development after the one that got Microsoft's attention, right? You look at like Ninja Theory, I think was one of them, possibly. And we like their previous work.
But we saw Senua Saga, but that's not going to be ready in 2020.
Well, sure, that's just one from one of the 12 studios, but you figure
Psychonauts 2, all the major team is working on that. But that's cross-platform.
Sure, and there are 10 other studios we haven't heard from yet. I figure some of those games have been in the hopper.
Well, I think we'll get...
and then Microsoft bought.
Well, I think we'll get Forza. I think we'll get a Forza Horizon game, but that would be a PC as well if that's the case. Because it won't invalidate his statement.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's probably almost a guarantee that Forza 8, I think it's 8, will be...
Forza. I think Forza and Halo. Forza and Halo. Forza and Halo are going to be on launch.
Yeah, because those are like 10 poles, and they're great games. I love racing in Forza.
All I'm saying is, launch titles historically have not been great, right? You get one maybe killer app,
except for the Dreamcast.
We get one killer app, and that's it, right?
Yeah, Dreamcast had 5. It was great. They did.
A big difference, but we'll talk about that in a different show.
I mean,
you know what?
They had Sonic and Soul Calibur. That's at least 2. Crazy Taxi's 3.
Crazy Taxi a little overrated.
Oh, get out of here!
A little overrated
for you.
A little overrated.
That game is amazing.
You know what? We're gonna dedicate a show just to go.
Is amazing.
We're gonna dedicate a show just to go over all the launch titles for all the systems, all the major systems.
we can and we will see that Dreamcast had the best launch one.
No, maybe Saturn.
What did Saturn have?
I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly. That's how great it was.
Dreamcast. All right. Let's stick with this gen. Well, stick with next gen. Okay, a game that no argument will probably be on every system except for the Switch.
Yeah,
and there's the next Batman game. Right now, we know Rocksteady is not working on the next Batman game, but maybe a DC property. Everything is rumored to be either Superman or Justice League. I hope it's the latter. To lead into a Superman game, right?
Sure.
Right. Give us a little tease of playing with Superman and get us, see what works, see what doesn't work, and then make a Superman game based on that. Right. And you could branch off and do other superheroes.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. You could have
or villains. Suicide Squad.
You could have a whole DCU gaming universe.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. But WB Montreal, who did Batman Origins, keeps teasing. They keep teasing. They teased before early or late last year or mid or summer of last year a new game, and they're teasing now. All right, and we all think it's going to be the Court of Owls.
Yeah, so you had to hit me to this a little bit. I wasn't too familiar with the Court of Owls, but you said it has been in media Obviously, it's been in the comics a little
Well,
bit.
it came out in 2000. The novel came out in 2011. It is basically like a secret society of like crime syndicate that's been around like for centuries, right?
Yeah.
And they included supervillains because Batman became like a foe.
Yep.
Right, spoiling their plans and stuff like that. And then they even had like the owl assassin that was in one of the animated movies. Right, he's like just as smart. He's like a evil version of Batman.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Just as smart with the suit. He's like an owl suit and stuff like that. Don't know what route they're gonna take because obviously you make a story and they go different routes, right? Harley Quinn was an animated series exclusive.
That's right. Yeah, she
Right.
she debuted on Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, so
Which
she
was amazing.
and then she became a fan favorite and got into comics. So we don't know what route they're going to take with it. But I think it's time for a new Batman game. We haven't had one in a while. Arkham Knight, lower than expectations, right? I think the Batmobile, everyone universally said, I could have did without all the Batmobile stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
It's still
a
a very good
fantastic game. Still a fantastic
But
game.
it had its issues. Yeah.
Had its issues. I beat the Batman games backwards. I beat.
You went
always do
back
it.
and went all the
I
way
always
back
did it.
to Asylum. And beat Asylum.
Yeah, I always do it. Always do it backwards.
That's funny.
So I'm looking forward to this. This would obviously be a Series X and PS5 game.
Oh yeah. I think at this point because they haven't even announced anything yet. So
It could be. I mean, look.
it's in production if anything.
Why they're teasing this? I think they teased this because we thought it was going to be at a state of play. So I forgot which state of play it was in the summer or something like that. So they teased this mid last year. I'm just saying mid last year, and then they teased this early this year. So at this point, stop teasing because if you're not going to announce it until E3, tease it in May. Tease it in May.
Right.
Don't tease it in January.
Right, because then everyone's going to forget and go, oh yeah.
Yeah, because you get us hyped, and then we like, dun, 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 right? It's like,
Yeah.
it's like what, right? Really? Just start with these little clues so far out from an announcement if it is E3.
Yeah.
So, but I am looking forward to the game. I know you're a little less hyped because it's WB Montreal and not Rocksteady.
Rocksteady made the better versions of all those games.
True.
City, Asylum, and Origins.
True.
Or City, Asylum, and Arkham Knight, better than Origins.
True, but you're comparing Origins to them. But if Origins,
I'm just saying,
Origins as
given the choice, I'd say Rocksteady.
Origins as a standalone game was pretty good.
Sure. If you didn't have the other ones there, it'd be a perfectly fine game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with that. All right. Well, that about wraps it up. That's episode 201 in the books. If you guys want to interact with us, and we know you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon at Rated G for Gamers. And just a reminder that our giveaway is going on. So if you missed our secret code, go back and listen to the beginning of this episode and DM us, private messages on social media, or email us at info@ratedgforgamers.com for entry. And also, we are part of the Gaming Podcast Alliance, so check out all of the fine podcasts featured on there at gamingpodcastalliance.com for more gaming goodness. So, please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
Keep gaming.